You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The NHL trade deadline is nearing, and we have the hockey crew here to talk about the local teams and if they'll be sellers or buyers coming at the end of this month. So we have Jennifer, Josh, and Riggi. Riggi, tell us what the Rangers are looking to do. Their own borderline picture. Are they buying or are they selling?
So the Rangers are in a very tough spot. This past year, they are currently 3-17 in the year 2018. They released a press statement by Glenn Sather, and the GM and president. One thing I wanted to note, they said, as we approach the trade deadline later this month into the summer, we'll be focused on adding young competitive players that will combine speed, skill, and character. This may mean we lose some familiar faces, guys we all care about and respect. While it is part of the game, it is never easy. Our promise to you is that our plans will be guided by our singular commitment, ensuring we are building a foundation for our next Stanley Cup contender. This is a big thing. I've never seen this done by a team before, coming out with a statement saying that basically we're not doing that hot. We're going to be basically changing up the entire team, possibly getting rid of players who have been with us for many years, team players that are fan favorites, to try to reach that cup contender.
I mean, I talked about this with you before, but it's definitely a rookie season. And the thing with the Rangers is that it's all veteran players. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but all of a sudden they're competing against all these young guys. So it's a lot to take in. So definitely Nash is being talked about, I heard. Zuccarello. I mean, anything could happen.
Anything can go.
Yeah, it's a long time coming, I feel. We've had a lot of questionable contracts in New York Rangers, and, it's been upsetting some Ranger fans that, we signed, say, Rick Nash in the past for $7 million, my mistake. But now we're looking to trade him, and I think that's what we have to do. We have to trade Nash. We might have to trade some key players like McDonough and Zuccarello.
Yeah, it's definitely, if we look at the graphic here, Rick Nash, he's definitely a key player that most teams would want. 16 goals, 10 assists. He averages about 17 minutes a game. Definitely a top six forward in most markets. I could see him going to somewhere like a LA Kings. They play a big physical game, and Rick Nash is a big physical player who also has an offensive prowess.
Without a doubt. So now the Devils, right now, they're third in the Metro. They're 3-1 in their last four. Who are they looking for to help out the rest of the season post-deadline?
Well, I heard some rumors about Mike Hoffman from Ottawa Senators. Great player. If you look here, clearly a key veteran player, 14 goals this season so far. Obviously a very good veteran. And I watched some highlights with him. Strong plays. He had a breakaway the other day, Riggi showed me. And he's a good bottom six forward. He would be a good key player for the Devils to have.
Is Hoffman going to do it?
I feel like he will. The only thing is what the Devils would trade in return for him, because the Devils are doing really well right now. They're sitting in a good spot. They don't really want to shake up the team that much in this last half of the season. So if they want Hoffman, they're going to probably give away some prospects in their minor league hockey team, or maybe some picks or trades for the trades. But it's definitely it's the only one that I've seen that really fits their play style, which will help them in the off season or playoffs.
No, I agree. But besides Mike Hoffman, I heard about from my hometown, Middletown, New Jersey, Van Riemsdyk. And I think the Devils should pursue him over Hoffman. I think he's a better goal scorer. I think he's a better player overall. And I really think he would fit perfectly in the Devils roster.
And right now, the Islanders, they're on the cusp as well. They're fighting for that wild card spot. They're in, they're out. They're on the right on the cusp. Should they make any moves at the deadline? Should they buy? Should they sell?
Well, that's a great question. Islander fans always want to go back to those glory days back in the 80s when they won 4 Stanley Cups in a row. But if I were them, I would try to sell. Sell as much as you can. Start again young. They have Matt Barzal, who's a rookie. Get some new faces, and I think they should trade Tavares as a shocker as it seems.
All right. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have left of this episode of WP Sports Desk. Thank you to our analysts, crew, and studio manager, Clarke. From Studio B in Hobart Hall, I'm Justin McHugh. We'll see you next week.